Hello, Dr. Wendy. I want to thank you, first of all, for kicking my week off in a good way. I'm
Oh, I love that. Thank you. I couldn't think of a better way to start my week than talking to you. How you doing?
doing amazing. And I believe in like all of the respect, all of the appropriate accolades, the list goes on. So I just want to be clear.
Hmm.
You are not just Wendy, you are Dr. Wendy. You are the mother of three, okay? You are a wife of 14 years, okay? Let's be clear.
Very
A
clear.
host, a professor, a author, a daughter who absolutely do not play when it comes to her mother,
Do
a
not.
serial entrepreneur, an award-winning professional,
Ooh.
a political commentator,
Hmm.
the housewife of Potomac. Hello. So I want to just like get into all the things. Dr. Wendy, how do you, first of all, let me ask, can I go back and forth between Dr. Wendy and Wendy? Because I want to
Yes, you
really.
can. Absolutely, you can. And thank you for that beautiful introduction. I want to wake up to that as a soundbite every day. Thank you.
Oh, how are you balancing everything? Like, how are you juggling all of these mini balls? And it seems like you're not dropping the ball with anything. How is that possible?
It's been a challenge. It's been a challenge.
Mm,
It's not easy. I never want to be one of those people who say, "Oh, this is all easy and it's not hard." It's very hard. But I feel like it's that question, and I hate when women are asked this question, but it is what it is. They often say, "Can women have it all?" And I always say, "Yes, we can, but not at the same time." And I'm a
mm,
strong proponent of that. And even if you have it, at the same time. You cannot run at 100% in all those things at the same time. So there's some days I'm a great mom, I'm chaperoning trips, I'm doing all of these things, doing homework with the kids, but my email box is overflowing from emails from last week. So I give myself grace, and I know that in order for me to be able to be successful, I have to know that success doesn't sit in a silo, and that it's not about being successful at all things at all times. It's about you focusing on what you need to focus on at that time and being able to execute it. So it is very challenging, but I found a way that it works for me. And another thing that I found is, out of everything you said, I'm Wendy. And I need to put myself first because you can't pour from an empty cup. None of the things, none of the professors, the mother, the wife, the author, the host, none of those things will get done if Wendy is not okay. So I have learned to also prioritize myself as well and make sure that I am okay and that I am doing well. And that's really important.
yeah. And of course, we're days away from season 10 of Real Housewives of
Ooh.
Potomac. Ooh, Lord, what's going on? What can you tease? What can you share? I know we have two newcomers that are
Yeah.
making their way into this. Should we put on our seatbelts and buckle up for this ride? What can you give me there, Wendy?
Season 10 of The Real Housewives of Potomac is really going to be one of those seasons that you guys remember. It's season 10, so you know that we are coming out with a bang. We're having a good time, we're having fun, but we're also having lots of shade, and there is changes and dynamic shifts in different relationships. And I think that that's what makes the season so exciting is that we don't get stuck in one place. The season progresses rather quickly, and you're able to see things from people's different vantage points, which I also think is important. And one thing that I think this season is really good at is it really doesn't provide you with answers, so to speak. It lets the viewers decide how they think a situation occurred or who they think is being more forthcoming in their opinion. And I think that's great. I love a game of who done it. I love those things. And I feel like this season really is like, was it her? Are they putting this on her? Was it him? And I think it makes it more interactive in that way. So I think the season is really exciting. I feel like for me, I had fun this season. I enjoyed it. I had such a good time. And
Okay.
it's good when you end the season and you're like, have fun. And I have fun.
Yeah. And you also, I mean, we fortunately get to experience you celebrating your 5-year anniversary of being on this show. So obviously, I want to get a little bit more personal, and I want to know how has your life changed since then? Yes. I would step into these high heel shoes of being a housewife of Potomac. Like, how have things like shifted and reset in your life professionally and definitely personally for you?
So being my sixth season on the show, it has definitely been an evolution. You see yourself evolve from when you entered,
Yeah.
season one, as opposed to now, season six. You see the growth of your children. To me, that's the most obvious change. When I
Mhm.
came into this show, my daughter Cameron, she was a baby. I was holding her like this, and now you guys see her doing Gabby Dollhouse commercials, and you guys see her talking and all of that stuff. My boys, they were 6 and 4 when I started this show. Now they're 12 and 10. It has been a big change for me, and you guys will also see that change throughout the season as I talk about the changes in my own personal life. You guys see a figure from my past come into my life, a figure that I haven't talked about or mentioned, and that's new for me. It's just an overall evolution. Being on any show, any relationship, whether that's a work relationship, a platonic relationship, or a romantic relationship, if you've been in it for 6 years, you're going to see change. And I think that this season, you guys get to see that firsthand. You get to see, wow, we remember when Wendy was like this when she came in, and now in her sixth season, her life is like this, her home is like this. I mean, even my home changes this season. Like, it's a lot of things that are changing, and you guys will be able to see me navigate that process.
Are there any parts, and I mean, I would assume the answer is yes to this, but you literally never know. Like, are there certain parts of your life, your husband life, your children and mother, sister lives that are like absolutely not to be discussed, not to be shared? Like, has there ever been a time where producers, tasked you with, Wendy, reveal this, share this with the world, and Dr. Wendy is like, no, no, no. Like, has that ever happened?
No, this show is about our real lives. We don't get tasked to share anything. You get cameras up and it shows what's going on in your life for the months that you're filming. And it's your real life. There's no script to this. It's completely unscripted. It's what we have going on. And I think that's what makes our show so authentic. And I think that's what makes our show so raw, is that you are basically, as a viewer, getting an inside look into the lives of these women and what they have going on. And it's not always pretty, it's not always glam, it's not always um, things that we necessarily may want to show, but that's what makes it real. And that's why it's called the Real Housewives, because that's what is life. Life is about going through the beauty, but also the darkness. And you've seen that. You've seen women on the show give birth. You've seen women on the show get married. You've seen women on the show have divorces. You've seen me go through a health scare and I had kidney stones, and you guys are with me in the hospital. Those are the moments that make our show so authentic. And I think that that's why our viewership is so strong, is because they're able to sense when you're being authentic. And that's what we have in our cast.
Yeah. Do you ever get into like the fan reactions? Like, do you follow the trends and the comments and things that are like getting posted across social media, the love, the admiration, and the hate for like certain cast members in the show in general? Do you get into the nitty-gritty of all of that, or do you just choose to stay removed?
I don't get into that because I'm an athlete and I grew up as an athlete. And one thing my coach taught me very young is, if you live by their applause, you die by their boos. So if you get excited, and that's true. If you get excited when people clap for you, that means you'll get sad when they boo you. And any athlete, even the greatest, have been booed. So you have to
Yeah.
decide very early on whether you're going to care about people's opinion or you're not. And I do not care about people's opinions, so I don't get caught up in the comments or anything, because it's my real life. So it doesn't matter what you or anyone thinks about it.
Yeah. So the tears of my mother,
Mhm.
your author, is there anything you can share about that book and what inspired you to write this book? Talk to me about like your heart and your spirit and your mind space behind, authoring this book.
Absolutely. So, something that's been a constant in my life as well as in my tenure on this show has been the relationship dynamic between my mother and myself, I grew up in an immigrant household, and I talk about the pressures of trying to live your own life while also trying to make your family happy and proud of you. And so, in that process, I authored a book where I talk about who I am and what I am. And it's really a reflection of my mother's desires and her tears, the things she wanted for herself as an immigrant, the things she aspired for herself when she came to this country. And my book navigates what that relationship is like between myself and my mother. And then it ends at a very poignant point where I talk about, now that I'm a mother, what do I want for my own kids and what I would take from her lessons and what I would carry on with me and the things I will leave behind. So Tears of My Mother is really a journey in motherhood from the lens of an immigrant.
And I think speaking of motherhood, like has being a part of being a reality TV star, has this affected your children's lives in any type of way? Like whether that's positively, which preferably that is the case, of course, or negatively? Is that anything you're open to getting into?
No, like when I started this show, my daughter was a newborn, so all she knows is reality TV. But she doesn't know it from the lens of watching it. She knows it from the lens of filming it because they're too young to watch it. And before I joined Real Housewives of Potomac, I was a political commentator. So my sons only know me to be on TV. They only know their mom to be on TV. They think that that is my job, to the point that when they met other people's mothers when they were younger, they were like, "Your mom isn't on TV," because that's all they knew. So it has been a very nice transition. My husband and I are very intentional in the ways in which we raise our kids and what they're able to watch and what they're not. So they just know that Real Housewives of Potomac is mommy's job. The same way, any newscaster, that's their job, is to be on TV. They just think it's another form of entertainment. And I don't think it's hurt them in any way. Instead, I think it's actually opened up their horizons to different elements of occupations that they can be when they grow up, because they just don't see me in front of the camera. They also see the cast and the crew that comes into my home. And so now my kids are curious about, what does a cameraman do? What does, a segment producer do? What does this person do? So because of that, I think my kids are exposed to a more diverse thinking around when it comes to occupations.
Oh my God, that's like, that really just warmed my heart. And I know we have to get ready to wrap. So I do have one more quick questions for you because you're doubling down on us, Dr. Wendy, this
Mm.
go round, because obviously in a week, we get season 10 Real Housewives of Potomac. You probably know where I'm going with this. And you're also a part of another Housewives franchise that the following week will
Mm.
premiere, if I'm not mistaken, Wife Swamp.
Mm. Mhm.
How did that come about for you? And did it like differ vastly from filming Real Housewives of Potomac? Like, is there like a huge difference between, filming the two shows?
I would say it is a huge difference because of what the central focus is. For Real Housewives of Potomac, the central focus is friendships and this group of women and how we navigate friendships. For Wife Swap, the central focus is the family. So it was definitely different, but my family are my favorite people. So to have them as my coworkers, I enjoyed it. It was great to do a TV show with them and my kids have fun. Excuse me, my husband had a good time. And overall, it was a great experience. It brought us together closer as a family, and it's something that we can look back on years from now and say we did it together. So it was really a joy to do.
My last question, you make me want to go back to college.
Oh, you're so sweet.
And I know that you are obsessed with education, higher learning, and I too can relate to you in that sense. But you are, if you have not began teaching this course yet, you're about to teach a reality TV course on
Yes.
a collegiate level, the sociology of reality TV.
Mhm.
Wendy, that's huge. That is literally like a huge game changer. And I swear to you, like I wish, listen, if I could just chime in and not pay any type of tuition or cost for that class, I
Okay.
want to be a part of that. How did that come about? What can give me some, you got to give me something there.
Yeah, so I teach the sociology of reality TV at Wesleyan University. I taught it last semester, the fall of 2024. I'm teaching again this fall. We are knee deep in the classes, and it's really a joy and a treat. I get to teach my students about the genre of reality TV and how it's not just an innocuous pastime. Sometimes we watch TV and think it's just background noise, but it's not. It shapes the way we look at people, the way we look at things, and it reinforces or informs how we treat others. And so we take a really hands-on approach to that. I get to have amazing guest speakers, talk to my students. We just started this semester, but last year I had everyone from Real Housewives of New York. I had someone from People Magazine talk about it. I had Andy Cohen speak to my students, and the students absolutely enjoy and they get to ask questions. So, as someone who is a professor and trained academically to be a professor, and now that someone that's on reality TV, I get to marry both of my worlds together, and I get to teach what I do. And it's great. I created the course, and I'm just so happy that Wesleyan allowed me to be able to use their university to administer the course, and it's been a joy.
Can you foresee that expanding across other universities and colleges?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. We've done it, when I say we, me, I've done it for 2 semesters at Wesleyan, but I'm definitely open and looking forward to doing that at other institutions as well.
You're such a powerhouse. I just think you're the best.
Oh, you're
You
so
really,
sweet.
really, truly are. I want to thank you for your time today, and I look forward to seeing and interviewing and chatting with you very soon. And congratulations on everything. Seriously,
Thank
you are a true powerhouse.
You're so kind. Thank you for your time. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Talk to you soon.
Take care. Bye bye.